Welcome to Quick Rip. Big B here with you. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you had a swell holidays with family and friends, and hope everyone's keeping safe out there. BKFC. Let's talk some BKFC. Now, obviously, they're in the middle of a break. Let's call it a break. A well deserved break, I will admit. Um, there's no there's no events. They're just starting to come out with the events. Um, and the first one that's going to happen in 2024 looks like it's going down Saturday, January 27th. Now, this is not a numbered event, but it is one that you're going to want to keep your eye on. It's a BKFC Prospect Series going down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's always a good time when BKFC shows up in Albuquerque. Fireworks are guaranteed. We've got an excellent card here. Don't let the fact that it's a prospect card fool you, because there's some stellar matchups here. I'm going to do something a little different. Now, normally I go through the card, make my notes, you know, kind of a little pre-scripted kind of deal, but I'm just going to go through it live with you here, go through some of the matchups here and see what we're getting into. Main event, we've got a middleweight main event going down January 27th, as mentioned, in Albuquerque, BKFC Prospect. Now, this is a huge matchup. If you actually look at it, we've got Donald Sanchez. He's 1-1. He's going to be taking on the well-known to BKFC fans, Noah Cutter, who sits currently 3-6. Now, why is this such a big matchup? Well, we've got Donald Sanchez. Let's start with him. As I just wait for the app to load his profile here. The biggest thing that sticks out to me for Donald Sanchez is that he's 39 years old. Okay. He's coming off a win over Blake Lakazi. He's got a loss against Jeremy Smith. That was back in 2022. That's the biggest thing here to me that sticks out for Donald Sanchez is his age. This could possibly be his last shot to make it, to get a contract in the BKFC. Now, not saying he can't go elsewhere, but this may very well be his last shot with BKFC. 1-1, it's not a bad record, but we move to his opponent, Noah Cutter, who's a little bit younger, not by much. He's currently 34, they got him listed as. Now, 3-6, that's not a great record, right? Anybody can admit that. He's lost two in a row to Wilfredo Santiago and Dakota Cochran. There's one thing about Noah Cutter is he always shows up, from what I've seen, regardless of his record, regardless of who the opponent is across from him. He always shows up. But with that being said, 3-6 at 34 years old. Again, this could be his last chance to get it on the roster and secure a contract with BKFC. Because if he drops to 3-7 at 34, I mean, I like him. I always root for the guy, but with that record and that age, the future's not going to be looking very bright. Now, should he get a win here over Donald, then moving his record to 4-6, he's still got a little bit of time to hit that 500 and beyond, if he can string together some wins here. Regardless, though, huge matchup here. Middleweight division, a lot on the line for both men there. Let's move on to the co-main, and this one absolutely blows my mind that they have this on the Prospect Series. I'm not complaining one bit. I'm just saying this is a fight that the fans have wanted to see here. We've got Taylor Starling, who currently sits 3-2. She's taking on Jenny Savage. Yes, it is happening, and it's happening January 27th. Albuquerque, New Mexico, BKFC Prospect. So we've got Taylor Starling, who's currently, they're both actually sitting 3 wins, 2 losses in their BKFC careers here. Let's have a quick look at Taylor. She currently is number 2 in flyweight. Now, she's coming off of 2 tough losses against 2 very game opponents. Obviously, she lost to Christine Freya, which I mean, damn near the whole roster has. Her latest loss was to Jade Mason Wong, and that was in May of 2023. So not a bad record. She's still young, 27. She's as tough as they come. A lot of these girls are just mind-blowingly tough. Um, Taylor Starling. Let's have a quick look at Jenny Savage. As I say, 3-2 record. She's coming off that tough loss to Britton Hart. Now that was in March of 2023. So it's been a while since we've seen Jenny Savage. Before that, she had strung together 2 wins in a row to get that shot at Britton Hart. So a lot on the line here too. I mean, one's going to move to 4-2, which is an outstanding record. Really looks good on paper, and the other's gonna move to 3-3, which slides down the other way. This is a matchup where, honestly, as a fan, I kind of hate to see either one of them lose, but that's the game, and it's a stellar matchup. Again, that is going down at strawweight. Another match I want to talk about here, just touch on, is a featherweight scrap. We have a Dotson brother, Eric Dotson, and he is, oh shit, sorry, I pressed the wrong button here. I just got to get this loaded again. He is taking on the known Dakota High Pine. Now, Dotson sits currently 2-1, where High Pine is 1-2. Let's have a quick look at Eric Dotson's. Now, he is just coming off his first loss. That was in August of 2023 here in Albuquerque, of course. He always seems to fight in Albuquerque. One of the Dotson brothers always seems to show up, or both of them. That was against Robert Armos. Now, they don't have his age listed. I have no idea how old Eric is. I suppose in the end it doesn't really matter. But he's going to want to get a win here, no doubt. He doesn't want to slide to 2-2. The other side of the squared circle, we've got Dakota High Pine, who is a well-known name to BKFC hardcores. His last outing was in August of 2023, where he lost to Brian Duran, which, again, like Christine Faria, a lot of the a lot of the guys in that weight class are going down to Duran. So there's nothing really lost there. Brian Duran is a wicked fighter. He's someone special. But again, sitting here now, Dakota High Pine, they have him listed at 26 years old, so he is still young enough to turn things around. But should he drop this one, drop to 2-2, he's not going to have very many options. I can't see in the near future. Now, not saying that he doesn't get another shot after this, but there's a lot on the line for each and every one of these fights when you're talking about prospects trying to secure contracts and essentially trying to mold their future, right? We've got a couple of scraps here. Israelov versus Mohammed. I'm not familiar with either one of them, and that's not to say that either one of them isn't good. It's part of what the Prospect Series is about, is getting familiar with up-and-comers and seeing what kind of breakout stars we can get, right? We've also got Sandoval versus Albrecht. Another one I do want to touch on here, because we've got a huge bare knuckle BKFC debut here going down in Albuquerque. Juan Adams. Yes, yeah, he's former UFC fighter, MMA fighter. Looks like he's given bare knuckle a go, and I really like that they put him on the Prospect Series here. A little bit less pressure. Maybe they're not just throwing him right in the fucking frying pan. It'll be interesting to see what Juan does here. Let me just quickly pull up his Tapology. Because from my memory, I don't remember him being so much of a striker, but let's just see what he has here. Okay, so he's fought for UFC, LFA, PFL, and of course the contenders. UFC, he didn't have a very good run. 1-3. Um, I guess he does have some knockouts here. 8 wins, 5 losses by knockout. His overall MMA record was 10-6. So it's not like he was really a failing MMA star or anything, but he has dropped 2 in a row. That was in the PFL and some other local organization, it looks like. So Juan Adams, he's looking to a resurgence. That's the first word that comes to my mind. And you've seen it with Mike Perry. You've seen it with possibly even Dotson. Some of the other MMA guys that are, I mean, Kamosi. All these guys are starting fresh, it seems, in the BKFC, and it's awesome to see. I wish nothing but the best to Juan Adams, but he is in for a fight here. He's taking on another Adams, Matt Adams, who is also making his debut. So not a lot of information on these guys here. Well, obviously Juan has backstory with his MMA career. Matt Adams, not familiar with him at all, but this is going down in heavyweight. So, one punch, bare knuckle, could be fucking over. Really looking forward to that one. Seeing that one on the prospect card here really blows my mind. And the more I think about it, the more I like Juan Adams making his debut in that prospect. We've also got a female strawweight fight going down. Horton versus Alvarez. Once again, I'm not familiar with them, but I do look forward to seeing what they bring to the squared circle. We've also got Chavez versus Mano, and Spencer versus Tomlinson Jr., and then kicking off the show is expected to be Yates versus Panel. Awesome, awesome card, especially for a prospect card. I wasn't sure what to expect from the prospect series, but everything's coming together now from the fucking tryouts now to the prospect series, and I know they've done the tryouts in Canada here, and they've got a show coming up in March, which is going to go down in or near Edmonton, Alberta. It's just nice to see everything coming together with what Feldman and the crew there at BKFC had in mind when they first envisioned this, because you hear it and you're like, oh, okay. But now to see it actually all come together and how they're recruiting and looking for new stars, it's absolutely fucking awesome. I love it. And I cannot wait for January. That's just going down on Saturday, January 27th. Albuquerque, New Mexico, BKFC prospect card. Donald Sanchez, Noah Cutter, possibly their BKFC careers on the line here. And then, of course, as mentioned, Starling versus Savage, which is definitely a numbered card worthy. You could almost do that in a main event on a numbered card. That's how good this shit is. And then Juan Adams making his debut. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. You're not going to want to miss that one. Coming up after that, their first numbered event of 2024 is not until February 2nd. And that one is perfect. The matchmaking on this card is outstanding. I don't think matchmaking gets enough credit in BKFC. Shout out to the matchmakers there, because this BKFC 57 going down in Hollywood, Florida, Friday, February 2nd. It's going to be insane. I am going to do a preview video of that as well, because there's some absolutely incredible matchups here that if you're a BKFC fan, bare knuckle fighting fan, you're not going to want to fucking miss this. Even down to the prelims, they've got big names. They're going all out for their first numbered event of 2024. And it's just a sign of things to come for the biggest and best bare knuckle promotion out there, BKFC. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. Thanks for joining me here today on Quick Grip, Bowls, Beers, and Brawls channel. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, the usual YouTube shit. Comment, subscribe, all that other jazz. Till next time, everybody, take care and peace.
I think the trip and fumble